in SAP ABAP. So actually, I'm working at Noida, Sopra. So recently, I lost my job and I left that because of some issues. So presently, I'm looking to migrate to SAP ABAP to data science because the reason is see, I was interested in visualization, data visualization kind of thing. I mean, so I have to learn Tableau or something else, BA related skills. So my friend Ashley is working at Genpact and he's a data scientist and I mean he's working on image processing and video processing. So he given me some suggestion to join in some data science to learn data science. So I tried in Bangalore for some business schools and all. So actually, they already started their batches, and if I want any admission, so I need to wait for next year. Okay, Amirpet is best for me. So I came to Amirpet, and I am.
Okay.
So this is the way.
Fine, Nagarjuna. Yeah. So, Pravina?
Yeah, hi Surya. I'm Pravina. I'm working in S&P Global Market Intelligence. My experience is 1.5 year experience, and it's in research associate. I'm a research associate, so I'm still working there. I'm current employee. So I'm looking for a growth. I was searching for a course like SAP FICO and data science and big data analytics. So I got to know that future is all about the data analytics. So I just wanted to learn where I can grow, where there is a much growth. So currently which I am and working, there is no growth in that company. So, so for that purpose only, I just wanted to do the data.
Okay, great. So,
That's
Pravina, what is your education background?
I've done MBA finance.
Okay, great. Ram, it's your turn.
Yeah, hi. This is Ram actually. So currently I'm working as a Java developer. Yes.
Mhm.
So actually I'm good with the development also. I want to shift to data sciences. So I want to become a data analyst. So
Okay.
that's the reason for the day.
So, what is your education background, Ram?
BTech electronics.
Okay, super. So, Nagarjuna, what is your education background? Are you from IT?
BTech.
Okay,
No, BTech EC. It's a combination, right?
okay, that is fine. Okay, so one second. Okay, fine. So, everyone is from either IT background or MBA background. So, okay, so in the next 45 minutes, initially we will discuss like what is the real data science and what are the things we have to learn to become a data science. And actually, in our market, we have different definitions are there, right? Data analytics, statistical modeling, business analyst, and data scientist, machine learning expert, subject matter expert. Okay, how these are different when we compare with the data science, and what is the difference between all these designations? We will discuss that part. Okay, this is completely theoretical part. What I'm explaining now. Okay, we will cover all these concepts within 15 minutes, and next we will move to the couple of use cases, the real-time use cases. I will show what is the real business problem and how we execute it and how we generate the result. Is it fine to everyone?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So first of all, what is data?
Collection of information.
Right. So data is a information, right? So that information might be a personal information or organizational related information. Okay, within the organization that might be a revenue or sales, about the customer behavior. Okay, these are the different information generally we store, right? So what is the
Yeah.
purpose of storing this data? Why to maintain this data?
Uh, So if we save this data by using this data, so this month how many sales are how many sales are running? I mean next month based on these sales we can improve our sales or not.
Okay.
So based on this information only, right?
Perfect, Ram. So this data we can use, I can say based on my understanding, we can use in two ways. The first one is if you are the customer, okay, at any point of time, you might ask them, what is my transaction list? I wanted to see my transactions, right? For example, you are having the ICICI debit card, okay, ICICI account. Okay, one point of time you went to the bank, you asked, I need my latest 2 months transactions. So they should provide that, right? Otherwise, you won't satisfy as a customer.
Yeah.
Okay, so to provide the information to the customer, okay, what it leads? Satisfaction, right? Customer satisfaction.
Yes.
This is only 10%. The purpose of storing the data is this is only for 10% to satisfy the customer. The remaining 90% is, as you said, why the organizations maintains is to understand their business. Okay, what is happening? Okay, so within the data, if I store the data, I can see what is happening in my business, what happened in the business, what is going to happen in future. So I can identify these type of things, right? Within the data, I
Yes.
can identify how the revenue is going, how the sales is performing, okay, how my employees are behaving, okay, how my production is happening, okay. This type of things within the data, out of this data, we can identify some hidden relationships, okay, and we can provide some insights. Okay, this is where analytics came into the picture. So what is analytics now? Once after maintaining the
Analyze.
data of different organizations or a personal information, whatever it may be, out of the data, you have to identify some hidden patterns which were not observed by the business. You should be able to provide that one. So that will be useful to improve their business, right? Is it clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, fine. So yeah, they are maintaining the data. Okay, so they have the requirement to store the data because they have to improve their business and they have to satisfy their customers. Without customer, business won't be there. This is fine. So now the next point is where to store the data. Is it possible to store the data in a computer or somewhere? Because databases came into the picture, right? You all are IT experienced guys. So we can store the data in different databases like Oracle, Teradata, Hadoop, and different databases, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after storing the data in different databases, data science came into the picture. For the data science in the market, we are having different names. Data analyst. Now everyone calling as a data scientist. This data scientist
Yes.
definition around 1.5 year to 2 years back it arrived. Earlier we were calling it as a data analyst, statistical analyst, okay, some business analyst, subject matter expert in statistics, economist. Okay, these are the different names, right? Did you hear these names earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I can say is all these names are synonyms to the data science with the minor difference. What is that minor difference is earlier when we are implementing the techniques in the business. So first of all, let us come here. So what is the role of a data scientist in the market? Now, if you see in many of the institutes, they are clubbing in the data scientist course Hadoop, Tableau, Python, R, and statistical models, right?
Yeah.
So the first question is it required so these many concepts to become a data scientist? Obviously no, because one person can't be expertise in all the tools and all the techniques. So you all are working on different places, right? You might be aware of that. Even in the people who are working on Hadoop, they separated into two different things. One is the admin person, the second person is a developer. Even within the Hadoop, they recruit two different people, right? For admin basis and developer basis. When it
Yes.
comes to the data scientist, how can we expect one person can handle both the servers and developing the Hadoop at the same time doing the analytics? Is it possible in a real-time scenario?
Never. It's not possible.
So then in the market, why the people are covering all these concepts? I mean, all these techniques and tools in the market. So even if you go any institute in the Ameripad or somewhere else, okay, they use it to give the dump of all these tools and techniques to you. So is it possible to learn as a IT person? Is it possible to learn all these things? That is very difficult, right? It will take a long time even to learn this thing. So this is not the correct interpretation of the data scientist. Okay, as a data scientist, you need not to learn Hadoop. It is not at all required. Tableau, it is somehow it is required. Where it is required, I will explain that part. When it comes to the Python and R, these are two different tools to implement the data scientist techniques. Either you can learn either Python or R. So I will explain why to learn Python and why to learn R. What is the advantage and disadvantage of these tools? Okay, and you have to learn some of the statistical techniques. Okay, so if you want to become a data scientist, what you have to learn basically is you have to fully focus on different statistical models and one of the statistical tool which executes these statistical techniques. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here the thing is, as a data scientist, your role is, the primary role is you have to understand the business problem of the customer. Do you know what is the business problem? What is the meaning of business problem? Everyone, please say yes or no.
Now,
No.
So business problem in the sense, sometime back Ram explained, right? Okay. So this is the sales happening so far for my product. Okay, what is the sales is going to happen in future? This is one of the business problem. Okay, I have observed my sales is good till in the year of 2016 ending, but in the 2017 my sales came down. What is the reason? This is one of the business problem. When it comes to the banking sector, if they say, okay, I wanted to issue only 1 lakh credit cards, but I got 2 lakhs applications. Out of these 2 lakhs applications, I want to issue only 1 lakh credit cards. Okay, to whom I have to issue the credit card? This is one business problem. Okay, I am executing the production, but the production is not coming in a proper way, but I am spending a lot of amount. So how to improve my productivity? So this is the business problem. So are you comfortable with what is the business problem? The pain area of the customer is the business problem. Okay.
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 So as a data scientist, your first role is you have to understand the business problem of the customer. Here the statistics or nothing will be involved here. This is a plain English. Okay, even customer also don't know about the statistics and different techniques. He will explain the pain area of the customer. This is the problem I am facing in the business. So you have to provide the solution to this problem. Okay, so as a data scientist, we have to understand the business problem first, and next the second thing is we have, after understanding the business problem, what is the data required to fulfill their requirement. You have to understand that, so that you should be having some domain knowledge. Okay, the next thing is which statistical techniques really, okay, provide the solution to this business problem. You have to identify that particular technique. So the technique you have to execute using one of the statistical tool, that is called R. This is your primary responsibility and major responsibility to become as a data scientist. So are you comfortable with this one, this flow? What is a data scientist? What is the role of
Yes.
a data scientist?
Yes. Somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a data scientist, you have to understand the business problem, and when it comes to the data requirement, obviously client will explain what is their domain, what are the variables you have to consider. Most of the time they will explain, and based on some experience you will get some idea what are the requirements and what the field you require. So here the question is, who will provide the data, right? Okay, we will get the
Yes.
data from the IT people. So you all are working on database and all, right? Sometimes some of the people ask, okay, this is you are maintaining some profile information and you are maintaining the transaction information. Please maintain one master data set. It is having both profile and transaction data. So used to maintain that one. So based on my requirement, I use that master data set. So to preparing the data in the databases, that is not my job. Okay.
Mm.
So but as a data scientist, you should be in a position to extract the data from the different databases. Okay, if they provide the data in one particular database, you should be in a position to extract the data from the databases to R. Okay, so at the point, at the time of the training, I will guide you how to connect through R to different databases. I will guide you, but you need not to worry about how to store the data, how the HDFS system is working internally, and how to maintain the server within the Hadoop or Oracle or Teradata, whatever it may be. That is not our job. IT people will take care of that. Our major responsibility is we should be in a position to extract the data if it is required. That is also only 20%. Most of the time 80% they won't allow us to touch their database, because database is that is not a small thing. Okay, they will directly provide the data to us. If it is not the case, sometimes we have to extract the data from their databases. That is maximum out of 100, only 20 times we extract the data. Are you comfortable with this, how we get the data? Okay, so I'm moving to the next technique.
Mr. Sui, some technical
Sorry,
issues, I guess.
Pravina, please tell me.
There is something disturbance in your voice. There's something disturbance in your voice.
Oh, sorry. Now
Yeah,
it will.
I can't hear your voice actually. There is something disturbance.
So everyone facing the same problem, Nagarjuna and Ram.
Uh, Hello?
Hello,
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nagarjuna, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Same problem.
Yeah.
Oh, same problem. Okay.
Yeah. Same problem. I'm hearing like blurring.
Okay. So could you please give me 1 minute time so that I will change my headset again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah. Please give me 2 minutes.
Mm.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it clear now?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yes.
Okay. So did you get the point? Like, what is the data requirement? How we get the data from IT people? Are you comfortable with that data requirement part?
Yes.
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 Okay. The next part is techniques. Okay. Let me tell you. The techniques means those are, we call it as a statistical techniques. Okay. In the market, from last in my experience, in my 11 years of experience, I used mostly 7 to 8 different statistical techniques. Okay, which really provide the solution. Okay, we work on different domains. Okay, the business problem will be same for the different domains. For example, if you consider the banking sector, they will ask you the customers who will become a churn. I mean, who will become a bad customer to me in future out of my database. When it comes to the telecom industry, the question will be same. If I am using the Airtel, okay, out of this Airtel, how many people are going to switch to some other network? This is another business problem for the telecom. When it comes to the pharma industry, You can assume in the same way. I have done some operations, I executed some operations. Okay, in the future coming 6 months, who has high chance to expire? Okay, so these are the different business problems from the different domains. For all these domains, we will implement the same technique which really fits all these to these business problems. So we have to understand 7 to 8 different statistical techniques which really, if we learn these 7 to 8 techniques, we can survive in the market in the coming 4 to 5 years. Now text analytics also came into the picture. Now in this course, we are covering almost 15 to 18 techniques. Okay, if you focus in all the techniques, that is more than enough in the data science course. Okay, we can lead like anything. But it is very difficult to learn all the techniques. My point is, if you focus at least out of all these 18 techniques, if you are able to focus at least 5 to 6 techniques with the real-time business problems, then that is very easy to you to understand what is the data science and to execute your projects in the office, analytics projects. So you have to understand what is this technique. You need not to, it is not at all required the statistical background. It is not required the statistical concepts and the derivative and the behind the technique. What is the derivative is happening? What the formulas? Summation xi minus x bar whole square. It is not at all required. You should be in a position to understand the business problem. Which technique really fits to that business problem? You need to execute that business problem using one of the tool will take care of all the derivatives part and it all automatically throws the result. But as a data scientist, you should be in a position to, after executing the result, whether that is a valid result or invalid result, okay, you have to take the decision. For that one, I will guide you like what are the parameters we have to consider, okay, what are the checks we have to do before submitting the results to the customer. So here my point is where you are learning the technique means you need not learn the behind concepts like what is the derivatives and how this is generated and what is the formula. It's not at all required. Did you get my point about the techniques?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, at the time of the demo, I will show you actually how it works and all using some of the tool. Okay, using R tool, I will explain. So when it comes to the R, actually R is a free tool. We can download and we can install it immediately. Okay, so why all the people are looking in R is, so did you hear about SAS earlier? SAS,
No.
SAS. Okay, so
Not
SAS is the
actually.
SA.
sorry.
No, please go.
Okay, so SAS is the tool statistical analysis system that was the leader in the market from last 15 years. Okay, SAS and R are the competitors in the market. But earlier no one was using R because R cannot handle huge data. It can handle very small data. Now R is integrated with Hadoop so easily. Okay, so that it is very easy to execute even huge data also using R. Both R and Hadoop are freeware so that all the customers are looking to work using Hadoop and R. Are you okay with this?
What about the
Yeah,
Yeah.
Python?
Okay, Python also freeware, but that is not so friendly to come to perform the analysis. But R and Python both are the same tools to execute the statistical analysis. Either you can use Python or you can use R. But in the market, most of the people are using R because R is the
Uh,
not the latest tool. R is designed only for the statistical analysis. It is around 50 years back.
okay, but how about Java? I heard that Java is necessary to learn for this training. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah, that is not the correct information. Actually, that's the point. So outside institutions, they are trying to, give so much dump to the data scientists. If you, where the
Okay.
really Java comes into the picture is when you are learning the Hadoop. Okay, in Hadoop concepts, you have to know up to some extent of Java. Even it is not required the complete Java. Okay, even you are
Okay.
comfortable with the SQL, that is more than enough. In Hadoop, you are comfortable with SQL and some additional concepts are there. Okay, pig, scoop, and flume. Okay, those are internally designed. If you learn that one, even Java is also not required there.
Okay.
In the data scientist course,
so
yeah, please.
in Python there are some packages like NumPy, SkyFi, Pandas,
Okay.
and what about those? And what about TensorFlow or Cafe? What are all these?
Okay, so these are the different modules which are available to perform some of the analysis. For example, all those modules which are available in R also. For example, if I wanted to execute, okay, text analytics, so I have to pull the data from Twitter. Even in R also, we are having some module called TwitR. Okay, so we have to know what are the modules which are really fulfills to our business requirement to pull the data. Okay, those modules we have to install. At the time of the training, I will explain what are the modules which are really required. Okay, to perform, to pull the data and to perform the analytics. For each analytical technique, we will be having one module. Okay, we should have the comfortable on which module really helps to execute one analytical technique. Okay, without knowing that one we can't perform any analysis. Okay, even in Python also, that those are the modules. The same way in R also we are having the modules to perform different, okay, concepts.
That's frameworks and all. I mean, TensorFlow, Cafe. These frameworks are available in R or only in Python.
Okay, these are available in R also. Okay, everything which are
TensorFlow.
available in Python, all the things which are available in R also. There is no difference between R and Python.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Actually, in deep learning,
Mhm.
so you were teaching deep learning also, right?
Yeah, so again I'm coming here. I forgot to mention economist, deep learning, internet of things, okay, machine learning. So I told you earlier we were calling as these are the designations, right? There is a minor
Hmm.
difference for these designations with data science. I explained it, right? So the,
Hmm.
what is that minor difference is earlier, based on the business problem, you should be in a position to identify which technique really fits to this business problem. Okay, you have to identify your own. Now, with this, the latest technologies with the R or Python, whatever it may be, okay, if you understand the business problem very clearly, okay, if you pass the data, the tool automatically picks up the technique. Out of all those techniques, okay, which technique is really performing better and it is throwing the result, it automatically throws the result. But we should be in a position to identify whether it is giving a correct result or not. We have to check that point. So here it reduced our work. Once if you understand the business problem, you need not to know which technique really fits to this business problem. That also will taken care by the tool up to some extent, not completely, up to some extent. It will take care of that. It executes all the techniques and it gives the best technique which really fits to this business problem. Okay, that is the major difference between the data science and the remaining, okay, designations which we were working earlier. When it comes to the deep learning, all are synonyms. Machine learning and deep learning, all the concepts which are synonyms. Okay, let me give one example. Now I am working for the customer Cisco. Okay, so they have around 2200 products they are having. Now one of
Hmm.
their business objective is, okay, they are selling the products globally. Now what their business problem is, they wanted to maintain the stock optimally based on the historical behavior of the data. Okay, what the stock I need to maintain for the coming next 1 year, because the manufacturing production happens once or twice in a year, right? They can't manufacture every 1 month or every 2 months. They can't manufacture that way, in that way. So for 1 year production they will manufacture at least one time or maximum one time or two times, so that they have to maintain the stock optimally. Otherwise, if they maintain the stock more, then unnecessarily they are investing the amount. At the same time, uh, if any upgradations happen in the market, that product won't be helpful in future. So that they have to maintain the stock optimally. Okay, for each product we have to build one separate model. Let us assume for one product I used one of the technique. I have provided this is the future stock you have to maintain for the coming next 1 year or 1.5 year. So if I want to perform the same analysis for all these 2200 products, how many days it will take? For one product, generally we used to take at least 1 week time. If I perform the same thing for these 2200 products, it will take a lot of time, right?
Hmm.
So what we do here is we automate the entire process. That we call it as a machine learning. Initially, human intervention is required when you are generating the result for one product. Okay, when you convert to the same type of a technique, same type of the scenario, by understanding all the patterns, and if you want to execute for all the 2200 products, machine automatically will taken care of that and it executes the it takes as a input of the data and it automatically generates the result for all the 2200 products within a week. But after that, we will take at least 2 to 3 weeks time to review our result, whether it is generating in a proper way or not. We will check and we will deliver all the result. In this way, machine learning came into the picture.
Okay.
So deep learning in the sense, even deep learning or machine learning or internet of things, in all the places we use the same techniques which we were discussing about the statistical techniques. In all the places we use the same techniques, but the terminology is different. Yeah, please don't confuse on that one. If the people really working on any data scientist or you told me in Genpact one of your friend is working, right? You can discuss with
Yes,
him
yes.
what is the difference between this deep learning and statistical modeling. Okay, everyone says if the people who are really working on the data scientist, they can explain very clearly. All are most of the same. All are similar. The only major difference is, other than the traditional techniques, we have some external techniques came into the picture. Those can handle the unstructured data also. Some sentiment analysis, Navy based techniques. These are the different techniques. These can handle some text analytics also. Okay. So in the course, we will cover those techniques also.
If you don't mind, can you forward me that course agenda?
Yeah, sure. I will share that. So I will request Ravi. So after the demo, he will share the course content with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let me move to the one of the use case. So I will show you the real flavor, how we work and how to understand the business problem and how to execute the tool. So at least, are you comfortable with what is the data scientist role and what we have to understand to become a data scientist, to work as a data scientist?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
That's clear.
only three things, simple. You should not be a tool-based person. Okay, in the IT domain, you know, right? Today we are using one tool. Tomorrow might come another tool came into the market. So that we have to upgrade our knowledge every time. But when it comes to the data science, here we have to focus 80% of the time to learn the techniques. Technique won't change at any point of time. 10 years back also technique is a technique. Now also technique is a technique. In future after 10 years also technique is a technique. It won't change. Okay, in data science course, you should not be dependent on the tool. That might be R or Python or SAS, whatever it may be. In tomorrow, some other statistical techniques might be came into the picture. Okay, now I am working in TCS. Sometimes I use R tool. Okay, if I move to some other organization, if they are using SAS, I have to work on SAS. Okay, if I move to the different organization, if they are working on some other tool, I have to move that tool. Here in data, as a data scientist, tool is not at all important. The work of the tool is only 10 to 15%. The remaining 80% of the work is you have to understand the techniques. Once you understand the
Okay.
techniques, then that is more than enough. You will become a data scientist. For that one, you need not to learn the statistical concepts and all the theory concepts and proofs, derivatives. It is not required. You should be in a position to, for this business problem, what is the technique really helps and how to execute that one and how to interpret that one. If you know that part for each and every technique, that is more than enough. The execution part and everything will taken care by the tool. Tool is not a difficult. In all the tools, more or less, the technique and data preparation part will be more or less similar. You all the people are expertise in at least SQL, right? In SAS or R, in any tool, if you consider statistical analysis tools, for the data preparations, we can use SQL script internally. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, so let me show you the tool, R Studio, the interface of the tool. Okay, everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you can see four different windows. Okay, this is
Hmm.
the window, editable window. Here we can write the code whatever you want.
Mhm.
Okay, once you execute here, okay, this is the log window. Okay, if anything wrong, it automatically throws the error whether that code is executed properly. We can see the information in the console window. Okay.
Okay.
In the right side top box, here you can see once after loading the data, what are the data sets, what are the executions, and what are the things so far we performed, all the log information we can see here, and we can see the data sets what are available in the history list we can see.
Okay.
Okay. So the bottom box here, you told me in Python we have different modules and all, right? Okay. The
Hmm.
same packages and all available here. The list of all the packages here, you can see all the different packages which are available in R.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so out of this, whatever the module you require, directly you can select and you can install it in R. Okay, so in the bottom box, all the libraries are available. Whatever you required, directly you can install it. At the same time, plots and result you can see in this window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you comfortable with this? Okay,
Yes.
about this interface, so that I can select one of the business problem and I execute it in R.
I have a
Okay.
doubt, Mr. Surya.
Yeah, please.
I mean, you said like in left corner, bottom one, it's a problem which a client arises for us, right?
Sorry, I didn't get you,
And
Navina. Sorry, Praveen.
I mean, see, you said bottom one, bottom window is there no console. There was a problems and all
Right.
kind of thing. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that is a one which client arises the problem. That one, yeah,
No, no, that
that
is
one
not the one.
exactly,
That is
right?
not the one. So when you are executing the script, if there is anything wrong within the script, after executing that one, it shows there is a problem in the script. You have to edit it.
Okay,
It deals about the
okay, okay.
problem
If
of
there
the
is,
script.
okay, okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. R doesn't know about the business problem and all. Okay. R only knows about what is your data and what is your performing. It throws the result.
Okay, okay,
Okay, we have to understand here, our role is we have to understand the business problem. After throwing the result, we should be in a position to interpret that result to the customer.
okay, okay,
Okay. Okay,
okay.
let me
Yeah.
select one of the use case. So are you comfortable with structured data or unstructured data? Which one you want me to select?
Go with structured one. Unstructured
Okay.
data we can see later.
Okay, okay, fine. So the forget about the column H and I. This is the result of the model.
Okay.
Okay, this is the data given by the customer to me. Okay, here the problem is they have provided every each and every month what the sales happened in their business from February 2012 onwards.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not the so much clean data. They provided the data at daily level, so we aggregated into monthly level. Okay, we have to take care of some missing data and some outliers. Okay, that concepts I will cover at the time of the course. Okay, the data preparation and that part, forget about that part. Now focus on this business problem. Okay, here we have the data for each and every month from February 2012 to June 2017.
Okay.
Okay, what is the sales which is happening for one of their product? Okay, let us assume this is a Samsung mobile or something. Okay, otherwise you can assume anyway. This is a computers. Otherwise, one piece of a computer. Let us you can assume anything. But actually here I provided as a 8,136 units. This is not 8,136 units. Actually, this is in thousands. So
Okay.
81 lakh 36,000. For the simplicity purpose, I removed those thousands out of this data. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So here you can see, right, for each and every month what the sales I am having. Okay, this is the data provided by the client. Now the business objective of the client is by understanding this historical patterns and historical behavior of the data for the coming 1 year, what the stock I need to maintain to reduce the
Mm.
loss. What the sales is going to happen in my business for this particular product. So everyone clear
Okay.
about the business problem?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so they provided each and every month. We are having their sales. We have to study the behavior of the sales, and we have to forecast for next coming 1 year what the sales is going to happen. That is our business problem. This is very simple problem. Okay, for this type of a problems, we
Yeah.
have to implement time series analysis. This is one of the data science technique.
Mhm.
Okay, for this one, we have to do some EDA analysis, exploratory data analysis, like how the trend is there any seasonal patterns? I mean, in any one particular quarter, it is going up or it is going down. We have to observe so many patterns. Earlier, we used to do that one, but now, once if you pass this data into the R automatically taken care of that, and automatically it provides the result. But you should be in a position to, after generating the result, whether that is giving a valid result or not, we have to validate our own. Okay, so this is my data, and I will show you how to execute and how to perform the analysis using the R, okay, to fulfill our requirement. Okay, this is the small script we use to perform this analysis. Okay, just I will give you the brief. Here set word means I am showing I am giving to R, like from where I am extracting the data from F folder, F1 time series folder. Here you can see my entire data is available in F and time series folder, F drive time series folder. Okay, I am executing it. You can see it's executed here. Okay, so Nagarjuna, you asked about some of the libraries and modules, right? Here, okay, to import the data from outside, if I import the Excel data, I have to install one of the library called OpenXLSX in R. Okay, I am calling the library OpenXLSX. Now it is done. Now I am importing the data. I am giving the name, the data as data. So if you want to see where the data set is existed, you can see here. It's performed here. The data set, it is having 65 observations and 2 variables. If you want to see the data, you can open it and you can see it here. Month, here I have given some different name, transaction underscore disconnections. Actually, it is a sales. Okay. Now in the remaining all the places, I am performing the analysis. Just I am executing it. So is it clear? Now my analysis is done. So here you can see the plots also, how the trend and how the future is happening. Okay, within this code, if you observe that one, here I am using one of the data scientist technique is called auto ARIMA. ARIMA is one of the technique we use in time series analysis. Okay, so time series is one of the paper I studied in my semester. That is complete one semester paper. But here you need not to learn, okay, what yeah, at the time of the course I will explain what is the remand, what are the parameters we have to consider it and all. But to estimate that parameter, okay, what the derivatives we have to do, what the integrations we have to do, okay, what the algorithm behind it is running, you need not to learn that part. But I will give briefly what is arima and what it is required in the interview prospect and what we have to focus when we are generating the solution. Okay, that will I will explain at the time of the course. Okay,
Okay.
so I am using ARIMA technique. You need not to learn what ARIMA does and all. Directly you have to, you can give directly auto.arima and you can specify your variable name on which variable I have to perform the analysis. And finally, based on that model, I am telling to the model, forecast for the next coming 14 months, forecast the future values using this particular model based on one of the command called forecast. Okay. Now you don't bother about this R script. Okay, at the time of the course, okay, after showing the business problem and after executing this R, I will share you the real time data and the R script both. You can perform in your own hand. You can get the hands-on experience. Okay, at the
Okay.
time of the course, I will train you on R also parallelly, statistical models and R. Okay, so that whenever it is required, you can edit the R script also.
If you don't mind, what is in console?
Which one? This
Can you,
console, right?
yes.
Okay, so in R we are having two tools are there. One is R console and the second one is R studio. Basically, R studio is the IDE of R console.
No, no, I'm not. I'm asking about it here. So the some console is there, right? Forecast model, comma 14 is there something. So there are some values are there. Low, high, low, high. What are all
Okay,
these?
so these are some of the statistical concepts. I mean, here my value is saying, for example, here, if you see 5209, right? For the coming month of 71, the value is 5209, sales is going to happen. Okay, this is lower 80% confidence interval. Okay, with 80% confidence, what it is saying is 4256. With higher 80% confidence interval, it is saying 6162. Okay, what is this confidence interval? What is this 80% and 95%? These
Yeah.
are some of the statistical concepts. At the time of the course, I will explain.
Okay. Standard deviation.
All right. So that happens. How it calculates is based on the average and standard deviation. At what percent of level of confidence you are giving that one. Based on that one, if you want to know the formula, that is mean plus or minus. Okay, that confidence interval into standard deviation of that value. Based on that one, it calculates the lower value and the upper value.
So here we can apply logical regression. What?
So logistic
Hello.
regression, these are different concepts. So here you have only one variable. Okay, so this is the
Uh-huh.
univariate analysis. So based on the historical data, you want to estimate the future value, right? So here you don't have
Hmm.
any explanatory variables like the variables which are impacting the sales. If you know that one, like advertisement will impact the sales. Okay, number of employees
Yes.
will impact the sales. If you know that type of a variables also, that time you can implement the multiple regression. Okay,
Okay.
when it comes to the logistic regression, that is a different concept. In logistic regression, it gives what is the chance of the customer he will become a churn. What is the chance of a customer he will be die in the coming 6 months after giving the operation. Okay, what is the chance the customer will move to high revenue generating state to low revenue generating state. Okay, for this type of a business problems, we go with the logistic regression. There we will get the output as for each customer, what is the chance we will get. For those problems, we will use logistic regression. Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
am saying. Based on the business problem, we should be in a position to identify the technique. Now here, this is a univariate data. So for this data, we can implement only time series analysis. We cannot implement either logistic or multiple regression.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, fine. So let me share you the result. What is our final deliverable out of this model? Sorry. Here you can see, right? For the month of July 17, okay, this is the forecast value. For the month of August, so here I am providing the forecast values of for the coming next 14 months. Okay, what is the sales we can expect? The immediate question is, why to believe your number? Okay, your model is throwing one number, even I can give some other number. So why to believe your number, right?
Hmm.
So we have to provide the proof to the customer. Here you can see we are having the actual value of the February, right? Sales value. Based on
Yes.
our model, we have done the forecast also. Even our model for the existing data also, model in the sense that is one of the equation. Using that equation, we can generate the value for the existing things also. Here the actual sales value is 8,136 units. My model is saying 8,128. In the column I am calculating what is the deviation of actual and my forecasted value. So did you get my point? Everyone
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
following? Yeah, so for each and every month, I am
Yes,
calculating
sir.
what is the percentage of the deviation, my forecasted value with the actual value. Here you can see the deviation is 0%. I mean it is in the decimals. Okay, 0.1% deviation is there. Here 13% deviation is there. Here 8% deviation is there. Okay, finally what we do is we calculate what is the average percent of the deviation out of all these months. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what does it mean is with the 7% of the error on an average, I mean 93% of the accuracy, I am saying that my forecast value is matched with the actual value, even in the historical data. So that
Okay.
with the same level of confidence, here I am saying with 93% confidence, okay, your future July value 5,520. Okay, this value might, the variation within plus or minus 7%. So if you wanted to know what is the, earlier you discussed about the what is the lower confidence interval and upper confidence interval, right? Here I am saying with 7% error, right? We can calculate what is the 7% out of these 5,520. So this is 386, right? If you extract this 386 from here, and if you add this 386 to this one, I can say this value at max lies between 5,134 to 5,906. This is the minimum value, and this is the maximum value, and this is the optimum value with 93% confidence.
Okay.
Did you get my point?
Yeah, yeah.
So the same concept you can implement for all the months. So in this way we will generate the result and we will provide the solution to the customer. So this is my final deliverable. Is it clear to everyone?
Yeah.
So this I have done, this is only for one product. So if they have multiple products, the same analysis I have to perform for all their multiple products.
So what is the time period for this?
Yeah, for this one at least we will take 2 to 3 weeks time.
Okay.
Okay, this is not so easy like what I am showing here. So I am performing the analysis on the clean data. For any statistical analysis, the major part is we have to prepare the data. That for that one it will take lot of time. Okay, in any modeling we will see 5 different phases. Those are called data preparation. Okay, here we focus the time like whether the customer has given the correct data or not. Okay, how many months of the data he has given? Is there any missing data existed here? We have to check all those things. After that, EDA analysis, exploratory data analysis. Okay, here we can check what my data is telling, whether this variable is a important variable or not, what the trend is there. Okay, if there is any outlier existed, how to remove that outlier, how to handle the missing data. Okay, everything will taken care under EDA. Okay, and basic univariate level analysis, bivariate level analysis, at one variable level, how the trend is there, how the pattern is there. Okay, we have to study each and every variable at EDA part. Okay, next part, model development. Now we executed the model, right? That is called model development. Okay, based on the business problem and based on the data, we have to execute the model using the R tool. Next is model validation. So we have to check whether that model is performing well or not. We have to check under model validation part. Finally is scoring or output generation. That is called, we have generated the prediction values, right? So based on that one, we will generate the output. These are the 5 different stages we follow for any model or for any technique. Okay. So at the time
Okay.
of the course, for each and every technique, I will consider one real-time example. Okay, for that real-time example, how we have to do the data preparation and what type of exploratory data analysis we have to do, how to execute the model and how to perform the model, I will explain. I won't consider any, most of the trainings, they consider one of the sample data set which is available in R tool. They will perform the analysis on the on the data set which is available in R tool. But in this course, I won't touch any sample data set. Okay, for each and every technique, I will consider one of the real-time business problem. I will consider the real-time data and I perform the analysis on the real-time data. I will share the sample data and R tool with you. You also can hands-on experience. You also can perform the same analysis on the same data, so that even you can perform the same analysis on your real-time data which is available in your office also. Even at the time of the course also, you can execute on your own data.
Kaggle datasets and hackathon datasets can work on that. It's
Yeah, here the
possible.
point is whenever you are running the modeling or some kind of statistical techniques, which is available in R tool. Okay, those are the data which is developed in a simple way to perform that analysis. You won't see any complexity in the data. Once you run the data, usually you can get the output. But when it comes to the real-time scenario, okay, our real-time data, it won't so much easy to perform that analysis. You see lot of challenges in the data. You have to spend lot of time on the data preparation and exploratory data analysis. Okay, out of, if they give 1 month time, most of the time, I mean 15 to 20 days we will spend on data preparation and exploratory data analysis. Only remaining 20 days we will spend on data modeling. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, so yeah, here one more concept I missed here. So here I executed the entire thing from February to June, right? But in the real-time scenario, we should not execute from February to June directly. Okay, what we do is,
Okay.
initially we will develop the model until November. Okay, after executing the model, I forecast the values till December to June. Okay, I will give the result to the customer. Anyways, customer is having already the actual values of the December to June, right?
Mm.
So when we give the forecast values, they will compare our forecast values with their actual values. So you are giving the commitment of 93% accuracy, right? They will check whether it is reached 93% of accuracy or not. If it is really reaching, then again we re-execute our model on the entire data and we forecast for the future. That is called model development and validation.
Mm.
Okay, so even if you want to understand what is the development and validation, forget about this. Here the only concept is we run the model on the provided data and we forecast the future. Okay, the proof is we implement the same model on the existing data and we can check that what is the deviation we are getting for the actual and our predicted value. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
Okay, so if you have time, I will take 5 more minutes and I will show one of the unstructured data. That is also so easy.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So everyone aware of share market?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay, so how share market works? So for example, if you want to buy a share of TCS, what are the things you consider?
Historical data, 1 year historical data,
Right.
a
Again,
dividend fund.
right. So
There are so many factors are
so
there
so
to consider.
if you are a analyst or if you have more understanding about the share market, then you can see the historical data and you can study more on that one. So most of the
Yes.
people, what they do is, they follow some TV news and some of the economic,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
books,
Blogs, money control.
right? The people, the reviewers of the share market and
Articles
economics,
in
they
it.
give the reviews about that one, right? Okay, this is the company, it is going to high because CEO changed and they are recruiting so many employees. There is a possibility to grow. They are changing the technology. They used to give different views about the company. Okay, most of the people what they do is they follow their reviews. Most of the people what they are telling about this company, whether are they telling positively or negatively, right? If most of the people telling negatively, then we won't prefer to buy that share value, a particular share of that particular company, right?
Yes.
So here the challenge to any company is every time they have to review what the economists or what the share reviewers are telling about their company. If the most of the people are telling positively, then that is fine. If most of the people are telling negatively, they have to understand why they are telling negatively, at what point they are focusing negatively. They have to understand that one, they have to improve that, right?
Mhm.
So such a type of a scenario I am going to share here.
These sentiment analysis we can apply it in politics also, right?
Yeah, everywhere we can implement, even in politics.
Yeah.
And for example, Samsung launch one new product into the market comparatively, iPhone also launched one product into the market. Both are having same
Okay.
features. Then for comparative purpose, okay, which is having good reviews. Okay, you can extract
Yeah,
the
yeah.
data from Twitter or Facebook or from anywhere. You can extract it and you can find it out which product is best and which is having the positive things and which is having negative things, and you can compare it actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should not share this. Customer information is there. Okay, so can you see here? Are you able to see this Excel file?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so here I changed the customer name. Actually, here I provided as a test C, but this is not the actual name. I changed the customer name here for the confidentiality purpose. So ignore about the customer name. So here customer name is not at all important. So these are the different comments given by the different economists. Okay. Here you can see they have given a lot of theoretical concepts, right? They explain a lot of things here. This is one comment is given by one of the reviewer. Okay. The same way you can see different comments. This is the second comment. This is the third comment, fourth comment. Here we captured 25 different comments. Okay. For every organization, the challenging thing is they recruit different people from MBA background. Those who have complete understanding of share market and economy and about their company understanding. They recruit those people. Okay. They review this entire comment, and based on their opinion, they will give it as a whether this is a positive comment or a negative comment. This is the only option they are having, right? They have to study each and everything what they are telling, and based on all the points they will summarize it, and they finally they give it as whether it is a positive or a negative, right? So are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay. So here the only challenge is here we have only 25 comments. So whenever we have the 25 comments, that is fine. Within 1 or 2 days they can review it and they can finish it. When I have more than 1,000 comments, then what I have to do? I don't have the option, right? I have to recruit more people and they have to review it. Again, another challenge in this one is when they are generating the result, based on the human prospect, the result will vary. Okay, in my point of view, the brand of the company is important. In some other point of view, the revenue of the company is important. If one reviewer is saying strongly about the company, then I will give it as a positive comment. But whether they are telling about negative about the revenue, the other person will give it as a negative. Okay, so human to human, the result is varying, right?
Yes.
So in that scenario, it is very difficult to arrive to one solution. When I
Yes. Yes.
have the more number of comments, it will take a lot of time to execute the analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the machine learning concept is called sentiment analysis. Yeah, this is some huge script. I will share this script at the time of the course. So just I am extracting the data from F drive sentiment analysis. Okay, I'm extracting the input file. In this input file, I'm having the data. Just what we have seen, the data is available. I'm loading the data into R. Okay, the same data we can see it here. Data one. We can open it and we can see. Okay, for each comment, what is the data we are having? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I am performing the one of the analysis on this one. I'm installing all the required modules and I'm generating the result. So don't bother about the warning messages. So when it is generating the warning message means what are the package it is required, it automatically load that package and it generates the result. Okay. So it will take some time to execute the entire analysis. Okay. So we directly go to the result, what it generated the result. So out of this course file, okay, I am saving this course file in one of the document. That result we can see here, what we get out of that one. This is the result thrown by our model. Okay, here you can see this is one of the comment given by the reviewer. Here you can see what is the sentiment, whether it is a negative sentiment or a positive sentiment or a neutral sentiment. The polarity of the sentiment also we can see here. Okay, how strong he is negative about this company? How strong he is positive about this company? Are you following me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, here we have only 25 comments, so that we executed here. Even when you have 1 lakh comments also, we can execute and we can see how many positive comments we are having and how many negative comments we are having. So what the people telling about your company. Okay, in a single snapshot we can see this. So when we doing manually, it will take a lot of time, but when you perform the sentiment analysis within 1 week, we can execute and we can provide the result in single shot. Okay, now the question is, why to believe this result? Again, the same question. Let me share you the result. Okay, did you see the point here? Okay, here you can see this is the result I generated out of the model. Okay, the text is anyways my input. This is the score I got from the model, and this is the sentiment I got from the model. Okay, the column number E, this is the actual thing which is given by the customer. After generating the model for the comparison purpose, after generating the result, they provided this one to us. Okay, their MBA people and their internal team, okay, they decided whether this is a positive comment or a negative comment based on their review. Okay, this is the result which is generated by the model, column number D. This is the result which is done manually from the customer side.
Okay.
Okay, so here we compared how many are really matching with their result. Wherever which are highlighted yellow color, only these places some contradiction is there. Okay, in the remaining all the places it is matching. Out of the 21, okay, in 18 places, okay, both the manual things and my model is matching. So the accuracy of the model is 88%.
Okay.
Okay, whenever we have 1 lakh comments or 2 lakh comments or 1 million comments, that time I can generate very easily, right? Within the short period of time with 88% accuracy means that is saving very huge time and huge revenue to them. Even for the other challenges, to understand the business, and they have to implement very quickly in the organization to impact the share value, because we cannot take so much time to implement in the market, right? We have to, what the reviewers are telling, we have to understand very quickly and we have to perform that one, otherwise we will lose, right? So this way we can perform the sentiment analysis. This is one of the technique we can generate the result. Here we can see in the graphical representation what is the percentage of negative and what is the percentage of the positive. Based on that one, the business people will take the decisions. So did you get my point? Are you
Yeah.
Yes.
comfortable with this? Okay, this way we can
Yeah, yeah.
perform the analysis. So at the time of the course, okay, for each and every technique, this way we consider one of the use case. Okay, from the I explained 5 different phases, right? Different data preparation, exploratory data analysis, modeling, and everything.
Yeah.
For each model, we will discuss in each phase what we do and how to do the data preparation, or what we do in exploratory data analysis, how to execute the model, how to validate the model, and finally how to generate the score. We will discuss each and every point with the real-time use cases. I won't use any sample data which is available in Google or internet, or I will consider the real-time business problem. I will show you the real-time data. After completion of the technique, I will share the real-time sample data and the and R code with you, and you can, hands-on on that.
Kaggle datasets or hackathon datasets.
I didn't get you. Sorry.
Hello.
Could you please repeat again?
Kaggle, Kaggle datasets
Kaggle
and
datasets.
hackathon.
Yeah, yeah. Kaggle datasets you can use it. Kaggle datasets. Some of the datasets are real-time datasets. You can use it.
Okay.
You can perform the analysis on that. So Kaggle is nothing but
So
they provide some business problem, right? We have to provide the
yeah,
solution.
they're providing.
You can perform on
They're
that.
a competition, right? Competition datasets right now. So that's
Right.
it.
You can use that because that is a real-time data. But that will be a small data set. Yeah, you can execute it. There you can see the real-time challenges while you are doing the data preparation and all, missing data outliers, and how to handle that one. You can see the real problem there. But don't use the
Okay.
sample data sets which are available. So most of the people explain iris data set, which is available in R. Okay, that is very pure and simply designed data set. Even one more thing, when you go to the interview, that time at the time of the interview discussion, Okay. When you are explaining one technique, you refer the variables as age, height, weight, student marks. Then obviously the person came to know you are not from the real time background.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you are executing at the time of the training period, once you are executing on the real-time data sets, you came to know some real-time terminology, right? What is the tenure of the customer and what is the revenue of the customer? What is the share of wallet? What is the delinquency score? What is the ARPU? These are the different terminologies which we use in different domains. While you are running on the real-time data sets, while you are writing the code and all, when you are using the original variable names, then at the time of the interview also, you use the same names unknowingly. Then they won't bother about like at least whether he or she is having the real-time experience because they are talking about the real business problem. Otherwise, if you discuss about age, height, weight, and student, okay, they came to know that this is not the real-time experience guy. He learned somewhere the data science and he is trying to implement in our organization. So every time you have to execute on the real-time data, then you get the real fruit of the data science.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Surya, one question.
Yeah, please.
So you said that you're working for TCS company. So
Right.
is every company is restricted to a particular sector client issues, or it is open up for every client issues? Like if you're working for a IT industry, so you get only IT sector client issues, or you get some other like in customer sales, what you said, like and share market, all the client issues.
Okay, so let me explain. So let me explain the data scientist role very clearly. So as a data scientist, you are not very specific to one particular domain or one particular business problem. Okay,
Okay.
once you learn all these 7 to 8 techniques in any domain, in any business problem, okay, at least out of these 7 to 8 techniques fits to their business problem. Okay,
Okay.
irrespective of domain, irrespective of a business problem, you can implement, sorry, not irrespective of a business problem, irrespective of domain, you can implement these techniques
Okay.
on a business problem. So you should become a consultant. Like once you learn the data science very clearly, you are a consultant. You should be in a position to
Okay.
explain for every each and every business problem. You are in a position to provide the business solution to them. That problem might be anything. Once you learn these techniques, you will be in a position to provide the solution to their business problems.
Mhm.
Okay, that is the
So
point.
actually,
Yeah, please.
Surya, actually, recently my friend actually he migrated from mainframes to data scientist. He taken 1 year course at MITU at Noida.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, right now he is in R&D platform.
Okay.
Actually, he don't have any real-time experience. He don't have anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
But he got a assistant manager post and he's in R&D development. There is no client specific. I mean, directly they are giving image processing kind of thing. You can develop it in within 7 to 8 months. You take your time. 1 year also you take your time. So how see if we want to develop something a different model, a algorithm, different algorithm. What are the factors to affect us? What are the things we have to look after that?
Yeah,
How we are going
Nagarjuna.
to look at
Yeah,
a
I got your
particular
point,
problem?
Nagarjuna. I got your point. So, Nagarjuna, here the thing is the data scientist or whatever it may be. Here you can see the role in two different ways. One is product development.
Okay.
Okay. The second one is business problem, business solutions. Okay. So the product development means some of the companies are they might develop some of the products. Okay, they won't recruit very huge, they will be not having very huge requirement. Okay, they recruit 2 to 3 data scientists. They try to develop a product by understanding the data. You told me image processing and all, right? Based on
Yes.
that
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
they develop one model. For that one, only 1% requirement will be there. If you see in the entire job world, even for the Teradata Oracle in any field, for the if you see the for product development, only 1 to 2% of the recruitment will be there. Most of the data scientists, they work on business problems, business solutions. The remaining 99%. The risk in the product development is if the product is not succeed within 1 year or 1.5 year, nothing will be there. Did you hear about the crane software?
No.
So they used to provide one of the statistical software earlier. Okay, around
Which one?
Cranes. Systat,
Prince.
SYSTAT. It was located in
Okay.
Bangalore earlier. Okay, they are having the team of 15 to 20. They are completely professors. Okay, they used to recruit at least one person from my university also every year. Okay, they executed and they performed the product development almost 15 years. They developed the product Systat. Okay, they launched the
Mm-hmm.
product into the market. That got succeeded. Around they run 1 2 years. After that, says SAS came into the market. Okay, that captured the market completely. So they closed the Systat company. So when it comes to the
Sister.
product development, what does it mean is, that completely depends on the product what you are developing, that success in the market or not. Once if it is success, then in a bulk sales they get lot of revenue. Because of that reason, they investment on that. They do the investment on that. If won't succeed the product, then we can't do anything. So when it goes to the product development, they will give lot of time to do the R&D work, research and development, trial and errors. But when it comes to the
Mm-hmm.
business solution, that is not the case. They will give you the business problem and you have to provide the business solution. As a data scientist, the major work is business solution, providing business solutions using the product which were developed by R&D scientists.
Okay.
Did you get my point? Your friend might be working in this particular phase, product development part. This is only 1%. Even
Okay.
after completing this one also, he might be aware of what the technique he developed. He will be confident on that technique only. He won't be aware of the remaining all the techniques. As a data scientist, you should be aware of all the data scientist techniques and you should be in a position to implement the technique on the business problem and you should be in a position to provide the solution. The real-time data scientist work is available here, business solution. Even 99% of the recruitment happens from here. If you see most of the companies like TCS, Infosys, GE Money, and Novartis, if you consider almost 99% of the companies are service-based companies. Those are not product-based companies. They won't develop any product. Okay, they purchase the product which was developed by some of the product companies, and they using that product, they use that product and they generate the solutions and they provide the solutions to the customers. So you are real-time experience guys, right? So in your organization, if you are using Oracle or .NET, in your organization you are not developing the .NET. The .NET is developed by some other person, some other company. But how many companies are developing .NET type of a things and how many companies are using .NET? That is the difference between the product development and business solutions.
Okay.
Do you get my point? Am I answered your question,
Yes.
Nagarjuna?
Yes. I mean, I mean, you given a different scenario. I mean, like, see at what scenarios we are going to look at. See, we got uh, a problem, a business scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is a new one. I mean, earlier we don't done that. We don't have any kind of model over there. I mean, any logic. So, at what scenarios we are going to look after, and whatever the variables we are having. So, what kind of algorithm we are going to develop. So, how we are going to look after that. So, the algorithm, how we are going to develop it in a statical way, and how we are going to see the problem in a business scientist. I mean, like తెలుగు వస్తుందా మీకు
వస్తుందండి చెప్పండి.
ఇప్పుడు
My point is,
ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా అంటే
otherwise, can you understand Telugu? Praveena and Ram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడు
Okay, చెప్పండి.
మనకి ఒక టాస్క్ వచ్చింది, ఒక బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది.
Okay,
సో ఇప్పుడు దాన్ని మనం ఆ, ఎలా ఏ వేలో చూస్తే దాన్ని కరెక్ట్ గా సాల్వ్ చేయగలం. ఇప్పుడు అది మనకి ఎర్లియర్ గా మనం అది డెవలప్ చేయలేదు అన్నమాట మనం అది.
okay.
సో మనం ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా ఏ సినారియోలో చూస్తే మనం ఏ సినారియోలో ఏ వేలో చూస్తే మనం దాన్ని ఈజీగా అర్థం చేసుకోగలం. యాజ్ ఎ డేటా సైంటిస్ట్ గా ఆల్గోరిథం కూడా ఎలా చేయాలి. ఇప్పుడు మనకి క్యాగెల్లో ఒక ఈవెంట్ ఉంది, జిల్లో హౌసెస్ అని చెప్పేసి ఒకటి ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఉంది, ఒక డేటా సెట్ ఉంది నా దగ్గర.
Okay.
సో నేను ప్రెసెంట్ చూస్తున్నాను, అంటే నేను అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి ట్రై చేస్తాను ఆ డేటా అదంతా కూడా. బట్ ఏంటంటే అది ఎలా ఎలా చేయాలి నిజమే,
నాగార్జున, నాకు
అంటే
అర్థమైంది మీ
ఏ
ప్రాబ్లం.
వేలో చూడాలి.
నాకు అర్థమైంది మీ ప్రాబ్లం. ఇక్కడ మనకి యాజ్ ఏ డేటా సైంటిస్ట్ గా మనకి టూ థింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి అనమాట. ఒకటి ఏంటి అని అంటే, కొంతమంది కస్టమర్స్ కి వాళ్ళ పెయిన్ ఏరియా ఏంటో తెలుస్తుంది. అంటే ఏంటి, నాకు రెవెన్యూ రావట్లేదు, నా కస్టమర్స్ వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు,
ఓకే.
ఇంకోటి వాళ్ళకి పెయిన్ ఏరియా తెలుస్తుంది. సో పెయిన్ ఏరియా తెలిసినప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్ గా వచ్చి మీ దగ్గర ప్రాబ్లం నాకు ఇదండి అని చెప్తాడు. ఓకే, మధ్యలో వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారండి, నాది ఇది పెయిన్ ఏరియా అని చెప్పేస్తాడు. సో ఇప్పుడు మీకు ప్రాబ్లం అర్థమైపోయింది. ఓకేనా, వాడికి ఇది కావాలనుకుంటున్నాడు అని. సో దానికి సంబంధించి మీకు ఏం డేటా కావాలనేది చెప్తారు, లేదా వాళ్ళ దగ్గర దానికి సంబంధించిన డేటా ఏముంది అనేది చెప్తారు. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మీ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి అని అంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ వాళ్ళకి తెలిసింది అనుకోండి, మీకు డైరెక్ట్గా ఇచ్చేస్తారు, ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళకి తెలియలేదు ఏ డేటా ఇవ్వాలి, మీరు వాళ్ళకి డేటా ఏం కావాలో చెప్పాలి, బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ బేస్ చేసుకొని. ఓకేనా, మీరు నాకు ఇనీషియల్ గా తెలియనప్పుడు నాకు ఏ డేటా కావాలనేది ఎలా చెప్తాను అనేది మీ క్వశ్చన్ ఒకటి అయ్యి ఉండొచ్చు. ఫస్ట్ది. రెండోది ఏంటి అని అంటే, ఇందాక రెండో కేసు చెప్పాను చూడండి, అసలు క్లయింట్కి బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమే తెలియదు, మీ దగ్గర హ్యూజ్ డేటా ఉంది డేటాబేస్ లో. ఓకేనా, నాకు ఏదో ఒకటి చేసి అంటున్నాడు. సో అసలు ఈ డేటా నుంచి నేను ఏం చేయగలను అనేది మీరు పట్టుకోవాలి. ఇది రెండోది. ఓకేనా, ఈ రెండు సినారియోస్ చెప్తాను. ఫస్ట్ సినారియో వచ్చేసేటప్పటికి క్లయింట్ డేటా ఇచ్చాడు, బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లం చెప్పాడు, అసలు మీకు ఛాలెంజ్ ఏం లేదు ఇక్కడ. ఎందుకు అని అంటే, మనం లాస్ట్ 10 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి కానీ 15 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి కానీ వాడుతున్న వాటిలో మాక్సిమం బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్ని ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే ఒక 15-20 లోపే ఉంటాయి. వాటన్నిటికీ ఆల్రెడీ ట్రెడిషనల్ టెక్నిక్సే వాడతారు. మీరు అంటున్న కొత్త ప్రాబ్లం వస్తే అంటున్నారు చూడండి, ఆ కొత్త ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చి కొత్త టెక్నిక్ డెవలప్ చేసిన అది కస్టమర్ నమ్మడు. ఎందుకంటే ఇంతవరకు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయని దాని మీద యాజ్ ఏ బిజినెస్ పర్సన్ గా నేను దాని మీద ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తే నేను లాస్ అయ్యేది ఏదో 1 రూపీ 2 రూపీ ఉండదు, చాలా హ్యూజ్ లాస్ ఉంటుంది. అంత ఈజీగా ఒక టెక్నిక్ బయటకు రాగానే నేను అంత ఈజీగా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయలేను నా బిజినెస్ మీద. అందుకని చెప్పి నాకున్న ప్రాబ్లమ్స్కి ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ వాటి నుంచే మాక్సిమం చూస్తాను. ఆల్రెడీ కొత్త ఏమన్నా వచ్చాయి అని అంటే వాటిని రీసెర్చ్ అండ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఫేజ్లోనే నాకు 100% మీద ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయకుండా ఓన్లీ 2% మీద 3% పీపుల్ మీద ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసి సక్సెస్ అవుతుంది అని అంటే స్లోగా మూవ్ అవుతాను అనమాట. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇప్పుడు హడూప్ మార్కెట్లోకి వచ్చింది, హడూప్ గ్రేట్ అని అందరికీ తెలుసు. అందరూ మిగతా డేటాబేస్ని మూవ్ చేసి హడూప్కి మైగ్రేట్ అవుతున్నారండి? అవరు. ఎందుకు అంటే దాంట్లో ఉన్న ఛాలెంజెస్ చూడటానికి ఫస్ట్ కొంత ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తారు, తర్వాత స్లోగా అది ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అవుతుంది, వర్కౌట్ అవుతుంది అని అనుకున్నప్పుడు కంప్లీట్గా మైగ్రేట్ అవుతారు, అంతే కదా. సేమ్ సినారియో ఇక్కడ కూడా అనమాట. అంటే కొత్త టెక్నిక్స్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసేటప్పుడు కొత్త టెక్నిక్స్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడం అనేది అంత ఇమీడియట్గా ఈజీగా ఉండదు. ఆల్రెడీ బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అనేవి ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఒక 20 to 25 తిరుగుతూ ఉంటాయి ఎప్పుడు. ఎందుకు అని అంటే, ఏ కంపెనీకైనా మేజర్ వాళ్ళు వచ్చే బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి అని అంటే, ప్రతి కంపెనీకి ఇంపార్టెంట్ రెవెన్యూ అండి. ఆ రెవెన్యూ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది అంటే కస్టమర్స్ దగ్గర నుంచి వస్తుందండి. ఓకే, వాళ్ళ మెయిన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి అని అంటే, కస్టమర్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలోకి వచ్చేటప్పుడు నా కస్టమర్స్ ఎవరు వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు, ఏ కస్టమర్స్ దగ్గర రెవెన్యూ తగ్గుతుంది, నేను ఏ కస్టమర్స్ అని టార్గెట్ చేస్తే నాకు రెవెన్యూ పెరుగుతుంది, నేను కస్టమర్ని వెళ్ళిపోకుండా ఎలా ఆపాలి, ఎవరికి ఎలాంటి బెనిఫిట్స్ ఇవ్వాలి, ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ కస్టమర్ అనలిటిక్స్ మాక్సిమం జరుగుతుంది మార్కెట్లో 70 to 80%. ఓకేనా, ప్రొడక్షన్ కంపెనీస్కి వచ్చేసేటప్పటికి వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్తారు అంటే, నాకు ప్రొడక్షన్ బాగా తగ్గిపోతుంది, నేను ప్రొడక్షన్ పెంచాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి, నేను ఈ మెషినరీ మీద రన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఎక్కువ డిఫెక్ట్స్ వస్తున్నాయి, నేను దాన్ని ఎలా ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయాలి. ఫార్మా ఫీల్డ్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళేటప్పటికి వాళ్ళకు కూడా కస్టమర్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్తారు అని అంటే, నేను ఇన్ని ఆపరేషన్ చేశాను, ఎంతమంది పోతున్నారు, నేను ఒక ఆపరేషన్ థియేటర్ని ఎలా ఆప్టిమంగా యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకోవాలి, నా హాస్పిటల్కి ఎక్కువ మందిని వచ్చేలా ఎలా చేయాలి. ఇవన్నీ రెగ్యులర్ బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అనమాట. మీరు డొమైన్ టు డొమైన్ మారినా సరే వాళ్ళ ప్రాబ్లం అంతా కస్టమర్ చుట్టూనే తిరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. అక్కడ పేషెంట్, ఇక్కడ కస్టమర్, అంతే. సో మనం ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లం వాళ్ళు చెప్పినప్పుడు మనం ఈ 20 అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ 20 టెక్నిక్స్ లో మనకు సొల్యూషన్ దొరికేస్తుంది. ఇది ఒక పార్ట్. ఓకేనా, వాడు బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లం ఇచ్చాడు, నీకు వేరియబుల్స్ ఏంటో తెలియదు, ఇది సెకండ్ సినారియో మనం మాట్లాడుకున్నది. వేరియబుల్స్ ని మనం ఎలా సెలెక్ట్ చేయాలి అని అంటే, మనం ఎప్పుడైనా కస్టమర్ ప్రొఫైలింగ్ చూస్తున్నప్పుడు మనకు ఒక ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఉంటుంది, మనం కస్టమర్ ప్రొఫైల్ రిలేటెడ్ డేటా కంప్లీట్ గా తీసుకోవాలి. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఫార్మా గురించి వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి, అంటే ఒక రోగం గురించి వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి, ప్రొఫైల్ డేటా అంటే ఏమొస్తుంది, వాడు హైట్ ఏంటి, వాడు వెయిట్ ఏంటి, వాడు ఏజ్ ఎంత, వాడు బ్లడ్ ప్రెషర్ ఎంత, వాడు షుగర్ లెవెల్స్ ఎంత ఫ్రమ్ లాస్ట్ 2 years, వాడికి ఏమన్నా సర్జరీస్ అయ్యాయా, వాడు ఏ లొకేషన్కి చెందినవాడు, వాడు ఫుడ్ డైట్ ఏంటి, ఇదంతా పేషెంట్ ప్రొఫైలింగ్ అంటారు మనం. మీకు పేషెంట్ ప్రొఫైలింగ్ మీకు ఎంత డేటా దొరికితే అంత డేటా మొత్తం తీసుకోవాలి. అది 400 వేరియబుల్స్ కావచ్చు, 500 వేరియబుల్స్ కావచ్చు. ఓకేనా, నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి ఆర్ఎఫ్ఎం ప్రిన్సిపల్ అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, రీసెన్సీ, ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అండ్ మానిటరింగ్. ఏ డేటా సెట్ కైనా మనం ఈ 3 పారామీటర్స్ ని ఫాలో అవుతాం అనమాట. రీసెన్సీ అంటే ఏంటి అని అంటే, ఎంత రీసెంట్ గా వీడు విజిట్ అయ్యాడు, కానీ టెలికామ్ కానీ వేటినైనా తీసుకోండి, ఎంత రీసెంట్ గా వీడు రీఛార్జ్ చేశాడు, ఎంత రీసెంట్ గా వీడు నా క్రెడిట్ కార్డు వాడాడు. ఓకేనా, ఎంత రీసెంట్ గా వీడు నాకు ఆన్ టైం పేమెంట్ చేశాడు. ఇవన్నీ రీసెన్సీ వేరియబుల్స్. కొన్ని వేరియబుల్స్ ఏంటి అంటే ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ వేరియబుల్స్, ఎన్ని సార్లు చేశాడు, ఎన్ని సార్లు వచ్చాడు. తర్వాత మానిటరీ వేరియబుల్స్ అంటే రెవెన్యూ వేరియబుల్స్, వీడు ఇన్ని సార్లు రావడం వల్ల నాకు వచ్చిన అమౌంట్ ఎంత. ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ వేరియబుల్స్ ని మనం కన్సిడర్ చేయాలన్నమాట. సో ఎనీ బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ కి మనం మేజర్ గా తీసుకోవాల్సింది ప్రొఫైల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, ఆ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ఆర్ఎఫ్ఎం ప్రిన్సిపల్ మనకు కావాల్సిన వేరియబుల్స్ అన్నింటినీ తీసుకుంటాం. ఇంకా కోర్స్ టైంలో బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ బేస్ చేసుకొని ఎలాంటి వేరియబుల్స్ కన్సిడర్ చేయాలి అనేది మనం రియల్ టైం ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ డీల్ చేస్తుంటాం కాబట్టి నేను మీకు చెప్పగలుగుతాను ఇంకా డీటెయిల్. ఓకేనా? సెకండ్ సినారియో అయిపోయింది కదా. వి విల్ కమ్ టు ద థర్డ్ సినారియో. You don't know anything about the business problem, just they share the data with you. You have to identify the business problem on your own and you have to provide the solution. This is the third scenario. The people don't who know the analytics, okay, they wanted to implement the analytics on the data, they will give the data but they don't know the analytics. This is the third scenario. In that situations, what you have to do is you have to study the data in more detail. మీకు వేరియబుల్స్ ఉన్నాయి అని అంటున్నారు కదా, మీకు 300-400 వేరియబుల్స్ ఉంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆ కంపెనీ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఏంటి? ఇప్పుడు అది ఒకవేళ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ కంపెనీ అనుకోండి, మీరు ఫోకస్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి? వాడి ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎలా ఉంది, వాడి రెవెన్యూ ఎలా ఉంది. టెలికామ్ ఇండస్ట్రీ అనుకోండి, మోస్ట్లీ మీరు రెవెన్యూ మీద ఫోకస్ ఉండాలండి. ఇప్పుడు ఒక కస్టమర్ని మీరు ఒక బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లంకి అట్రాక్ట్ చేసి వాడి దగ్గర నుంచి మీరు అనలిటిక్స్ తీసుకోవాలి అని అంటే ఎట్ ద ఎండ్ మీకు కస్టమర్కి రెవెన్యూ మిగులుతుంది అంటేనే మీకు కలిసి వస్తాడు. ఓకేనా? మీరు రెవెన్యూ వేరియబుల్స్ మీద ఫోకస్ చేసి కొన్ని రిపోర్ట్ జనరేట్ చేయాలి. అంటే ఈచ్ రీజియన్ వైజ్గా రెవెన్యూ ఎలా ఉంది, ఈ రీజియన్లో ఈ ప్రోడక్ట్ వైజ్గా రెవెన్యూ ఎలా ఉంది, డిఫరెంట్ లెవెల్స్లో, యూనివేరియట్ లెవెల్లో, బైవేరియట్ లెవెల్లో, మల్టీవేరియట్ లెవెల్లో మీరు రిపోర్ట్స్ కనుక జనరేట్ చేసి మీరు చూసినప్పుడు ఆ రిపోర్ట్స్ నుంచి మీరు కొన్ని ఇన్సైట్స్ ఇవ్వగలుగుతారు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, నాకు జనవరి నుంచి మే వరకు సేల్స్ బాగానే ఉన్నాయి, సడన్గా జులైలో పడిపోతుంది. ఇదేంటి జులైలో పడిపోతుంది? ప్రతి సంవత్సరంలోనూ మనం చూద్దాం ఇలాగే. ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ మళ్ళీ రిపోర్ట్స్ చూశారు, ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్లోనూ జులైలో పడిపోతుంది. అప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు? ఇది జులైలో ఎందుకు పడిపోతుంది అని చెప్పి మళ్ళీ మీరు బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళి అనాలిసిస్ అంటే మీ డేటాలో ఉంటే కనుక చెక్ చేస్తారు. అక్కడ మీకు ఏమవుతుంది? కొన్నిసార్లు ఏం జరగవచ్చు అంటే ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆన్ టైం రావట్లేదు, కస్టమర్స్ రెడీగానే ఉన్నారు కానీ మీకు ప్రొడక్షన్ లేదు ఆ టైంలో. మీరు ఈ పాయింట్ వాళ్ళకి ఫోకస్ చేస్తారు కస్టమర్కి. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ మీకు ప్రొడక్షన్ అనేది జరగట్లేదు, మీరు ఆన్ టైం ప్రొడక్షన్ ఇవ్వకపోవడం వల్ల ఎవ్రీ మంత్ జులైలో మీకు రెవెన్యూ డ్రాప్ అవుతుంది. వాళ్ళకి అది తెలిసి ఉండకపోవచ్చు, మీ రిపోర్ట్ వల్లనే తెలిసి ఉండొచ్చు. అదే కనుక జరిగితే అక్కడ వాళ్ళకి బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రెండు పుడతాయి. అవేంటి అని అంటే, నేను ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆన్ టైం ఎలా తీసుకురావాలో చెప్పండి, నాకున్న రిసోర్సెస్ అవన్నీ ఇవి. ఓకే, సెకండ్ది ఏంటి అని అంటే, ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ కనుక కరెక్ట్గా వచ్చేలా చేయాలి అని అంటే నేను ఆప్టిమమ్గా స్టాక్ ఎలా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి, అంటే మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఎంతకాలం ముందు చేయాలి, తర్వాత స్టాక్ ముందుగానే ఎలా మెయింటైన్ చేసుకుంటూ రావాలి. ఇక్కడ మీకు రెండు బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వచ్చింది. అప్పుడు దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని మీకు కావాల్సిన డేటా ఏంటో తీసుకొని సొల్యూషన్ ఇస్తుంటారు అన్నమాట. లేదు, ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ టెలికామ్ కానీ బ్యాంకింగ్ కానీ తీసుకున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ జియో రాకముందు నేను ఎయిర్టెల్ వాడుతున్నానండి. పర్ మంత్ నేను 2000 రెవెన్యూ జనరేట్ చేసేవాడిని. ఇప్పుడు ఎయిర్టెల్ కనుక నా డేటాబేస్లోకి వెళ్ళి చూసుకుంటే నేను ఓన్లీ 100 రూపీస్ జనరేట్ చేస్తాను. అంటే ఆబ్వియస్గా ఏంటి, మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద కస్టమర్స్ ఎవరైతే 80% ఆఫ్ ద రెవెన్యూ జనరేట్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది డ్రాప్ అయి ఉంటారు రెవెన్యూ, రైట్? ఇప్పుడు నేను అలాంటి టైప్ ఆఫ్ రిపోర్ట్స్ కనుక జనరేట్ చేశాను అంటే ప్రీవియస్ మంత్స్ లో బాగా జనరేట్ చేస్తున్న కస్టమర్స్ ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళు చేస్తున్న రెవెన్యూ ఎంత, అదే కస్టమర్స్ ఈ మంత్స్ లో ఎంత చేస్తున్నారు, ఎంత డ్రాప్ పర్సంటేజ్ ఉంది. ఆ డ్రాప్ పర్సంటేజ్ కనుక వెరీ హ్యూజ్ ఉందనుకోండి, నా బిజినెస్ డౌన్ అయిపోతున్నట్టే. ఇది ఇలా ఎందుకు హ్యూజ్ ఉందనేది నేను అనలైజ్ చేయగలను. సో అవుట్ ఆఫ్ మీ రిపోర్ట్స్ నుంచే యాక్చువల్గా బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ పుడతాయి. కస్టమర్ ఆల్రెడీ బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి అనేది తెలుసున్నప్పుడు మీరు సొల్యూషన్ ఇవ్వగలగాలి. అసలు అతనికి ఏమీ తెలియదు అని అన్నప్పుడు మనకు చాలా లాంగ్ టైం పడుతుంది అనమాట. ఎందుకంటే డేటాను మనం ఇన్ డీటెయిల్ చూడాలి. అలాంటప్పుడు మనం అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక బిజినెస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఎరైడ్ అవ్వడానికి కానీ వీటన్నిటికీ ఆ రిపోర్ట్ జనరేట్ చేయడానికి మనం అట్లీస్ట్ 2 months టైం తీసుకుంటాం. ఎందుకంటే మనం ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ వేరియబుల్ స్టడీ చేయాలి. ఇట్స్ నాట్ లైక్ దట్ 1 or 2 days లో మనం రిజల్ట్ ఇచ్చేస్తాం, సొల్యూషన్ ఇచ్చేస్తాం. అనలిటిక్స్ లో అలా ఉండదండి. ఓకేనా? నా క్వశ్చన్కి మీకు ఆన్సర్ వచ్చిందా లేదంటే ఇంకా ఏమన్నా ఉందా?
ఆన్సర్ వచ్చింది. అంటే ఇంకా మోర్ నాకు డెప్త్ కావాలి. డెప్త్ గా మనం క్లాసెస్ లో రియల్ టైం వెళ్తే ఇంకా డెప్త్ వస్తుందని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను.
అవునండి, యాక్చువల్ గా అంటే ఎంత చెప్పినా ఎన్ని ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పడానికి ట్రై చేసినా హ్యాండ్స్ ఆన్ లేనిది మీకు ఆ కంఫర్ట్ అనేది యాక్చువల్ గా రాదు. నేను ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే రియల్ టైం ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అని ఎందుకు ఫోకస్ చేస్తున్నానంటే, మాకు టీసీఎస్ లో ఇమీడియట్ గా 2 డేటా సైంటిస్టులు కావాలి. దానికోసం అని చెప్పి మేము డ్రైవ్ కండక్ట్ చేసాం అనమాట. ఒక పర్టికులర్ కంపెనీ నుంచి ఆల్మోస్ట్ 30 people వచ్చారు, ఐటీ పీపుల్. ఒకే టీం నుంచి వచ్చారు. మేబీ వాళ్ళకి ఏమైనా ర్యాప్ అప్ అయిందేమో తెలియదు. వాళ్ళు 6 months నుంచి వన్ ఆఫ్ ద రిప్యూటెడ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ లో 3.5 lakhs కట్టి సర్టిఫైడ్ అనమాట డేటా సైన్స్. వాళ్ళు ఏం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయగలుగుతున్నారు అంటే ఆల్మోస్ట్ థియరిటికల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పగలుగుతున్నారు. అందరిది ఒకటే ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ప్రొఫైల్లో, సారీ అందరూ ఒకే రెజ్యూమ్ లో వాళ్ళందరూ ఒకే ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ పెట్టుకొచ్చారు. వాళ్ళ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ వచ్చేసేటప్పటికి వాటి మీద క్లియర్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయగలుగుతున్నారు. బట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్. వాళ్ళు ఏం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయలేకపోతున్నారు. అంటే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏంటి, దానికి సొల్యూషన్స్ ఎలా ఇవ్వాలి అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం 5 పేజెస్ అనుకున్నాం కదా, ఈ ఈడిఏలో ఏం చేస్తాం, మోడల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఏంటి, వాలిడేషన్ ఏంటి, ఈ లెవెల్లో వాళ్ళది లేదన్నమాట. ఓకే, ఆ లెవెల్లో మనం ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వగలగాలి, రియల్ టైం టెర్మినాలజీ ఎక్కువ ఉండేలా చూసుకోగలగాలి. అది మనకి ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది అంటే ట్రైనింగ్ టైంలో కూడా మన వేరియబుల్స్ని వాటినే వాడుతూ ఉండటం వల్ల వస్తుంది. Okay. So I'm done from my end. So it is very long session. Almost we have taken 1 hour 30 minutes or 1 hour 40 minutes. So if you don't have any other questions, then we can close it now. Pravina and Ram, Nagarjuna, any other questions?
Yeah, okay.
No questions regarding this subject, but I have questions regarding this coaching classes and pay structure. So whom should I contact for that?
Yeah, Ravi will discuss with you about everything. You can contact Ravi, so he can share the content of the course and how many days it will take and the timings and all. He will take care of that. You can discuss with Ravi.
Thank you so much, Surya. It was very clear about this data set.
Okay, then thanks Pravina and thanks everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye.